Good morning. Welcome to Meraki, the first advanced Toastmaster club in Tamil Nadu. Around the corner, we have Deepavali. In another 4-5 days, we have Deepavali. And I could see a festival spirit in each and every one of you. Many of you are willing to burst and crack. And some of you have come with sweet words. Whether it is Deepavali or Pongal or Ramzan or Christmas, it is camaraderie which we exchange. We develop our bonds with our kith and kin. Every meeting of Toastmasters is also similar to some festival. Toastmasters provide a positive and mutually supportive environment for members. Members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills. They in turn use it in their professional and personal life and enhance their lives. Friends, we are in the midst of meeting number 121, and this being an online meeting. So burst your crackers in the appropriate time. Otherwise, keep your videos on and audio let it be on mute. To kickstart this meeting, to burst the cracker and start this meeting, we have a very learned person. Name any book. He has read it already. Any page in any magazine, particularly in Toastmasters magazine, no stone, no question of living it. He has read it already. On behalf of all of you, on behalf of all the Toastmasters present here, I welcome Toastmaster Ashok, the president of Meraki, to light the cracker and start this wonderful cracker of a meeting. Welcome, Suresh. Welcome, Ashok. Sorry.
And thank you so much, Toastmaster Gopinath. Thank you. Good morning, Miracles. How are you today?
First class.
Thank you. Nice. So I look forward to this meeting every week because this is one place where I can recharge myself for 2 hours, and that keeps me going for another week. And Toastmaster provides many sources of inspiration. So meeting is just one of them. The other most underrated source is the Toastmasters magazine. So as in Meraki, we have this habit of pulling out from one of the back editions of Toastmasters magazine and talking through that. So we appreciate the value that's hidden within the Toastmasters magazine and the articles. And one such article that I pulled out for today is from March 2019 magazine, which talks about reframe your life in 5 seconds. So this article is a 2-page read, a very light read. You can read it in under 5 minutes. And it talks about how to come out of this disease called procrastination. So most of us get pulled down by multiple things, especially our mind plays a lot of tricks saying, can we not postpone this? Why not we do this tomorrow? It comes up with a lot of creative ideas when we wanted to do something, especially something really useful or anything that is linked to our goals. It comes up with a lot of creative ideas. And this article written by Zev Zelinsky in the March 2019 magazine. This talks about how to come out of this trick and what are the hacks to improve the productivity. That is what this magazine talks about. This article is about, it talks about the key thing that essence of this entire article can be summed up in as following. If you have an impulse to act on a goal, you must physically move. I underline that word, physically move within 5 seconds, or your brain will kill the idea. Say, for example, for Diwali, if you want to do some deep cleaning, and the moment you think about it, within 5 seconds, you pick up the dusting and the broom and start doing it. within 5 seconds, and you will be done with it before you even before your mind even tricks whether or not to do this. This author, Mel Robbins, this is actually a book that Dave is summarizing. This book is a 5-second rule book by Mel Robbins. So Mel Robbins found this tip, and she used this simple but powerful concept to pull her out of the laziness. And she also created a successful new business and addressed her anxiety, and she got better in shape, and she became a better mom to her children. So unless you yourself prove as an example, people won't believe it. So she says that it worked for her, and it will work for all of us as well. With that article, this is again, I repeat, it's a March 2019 article of Toastmasters magazine. When you get some time, pull this article out and read, and I'm sure you'll like it. With that article, I welcome you all to meeting number 121 of Meraki. I declare the meeting open. Today, we have our area director, Toastmaster Priya Ganesh. Welcome, Priya. Welcome to the meeting. We don't have any guests yet, so we'll welcome them as they join. And today we have a lot of interesting things lined up, and we have the first session we are going to have is the round robin today. To conduct the round robin, we have a very powerful personality, and every time I attend a meeting where she was part of, I have something or the other to learn from her. And the last meeting that I attended with DTM Vijay was the TLI workshop for evaluation, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I had plenty of takeaways. And that is one of the reasons why, at least I was able to fare a little bit better in the evaluation during the club and then the area contest. Thank you so much, Vijay. With that, I welcome DTM Vijay to conduct the round robin session.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good morning, Rackleys. It's amazing to see all of you in this morning. We are going to start the round robin. Each of you will get 20 seconds to talk on a topic. And as the SAA started today with Diwali, we're going to continue with the festive mood. The theme for today's round robin is around Diwali celebrations. So let's get started. I'm going to start with timer. Are you okay? Udatan? Okay, lovely. Okay. So the first person to start would be DTM Satish Kumar, the 10,000 Wala.
10,000 Wala, the moment I hear this 10,000 Wala, the latest news I heard just a few minutes ago, that the government has banned the whole crackers, which brings out with a lot of noise. I'm going to miss this this year. It's going to be really, really sad that we just have to settle only with the Bijlis.
Thank you, Satish. Balamurugan, the new release movie.
Anatha, we are waiting for Anatha and Superstar. So we are going to see Superstar again in the silver screen, and he's going to entertain us with all 1,000 Walas, not 10,000 Walas, maybe more than that. The crackers is going to burst like anything, and eagerly waiting for that movie. That's it.
Thank you, Bala. Madam Toastmaster Geeta, my favorite Diwali sweet. You're on mute, Geeta.
Geeta, audio.
Okay. Gulab Jamun, Vada, and Susi Appam we call in our native. These are the three main dishes that my mom makes every year from the age that I have known. And my grandmom used to take bath and get ready and bring the stove to the ground. And then she would start doing this vada and.
Thank you, Geeta. Thank you, Geeta. Badri, the Ganga Snanam or the bathing ritual.
But it's the only time in a year wherein I have to wake up at 4 o'clock and then take a head bath. Taking a head bath is like, that's the only time my mind gets clean, I guess. And that's what my mom also claims. But having a head bath and then coming back with betel leaves and then taking the sweets and savories, that's the best part. And then after eating it, sleeping. Take a head bath, have a hearty meal, and sleep by 6 o'clock is good.
Thank you, Badri. Ashok, Green Diwali.
Last 4 Diwalis, after all this cracker ban and then the limiting time for 1 hour, the Diwali has started to turn green, and that has triggered a completely new movement, which is donating to people who are not so well to do, especially the cloths and sweets.
Thank you, Ashok.
Thank you.
Priya, my favorite Diwali dress.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Diwali dress, as always, yeah. When it comes to dress, the color which I always choose is black or green. Those becomes my favorite colors, and because of parents and elders at home, they used to tell like black should not be wear at any cost on this kind of an occasions. So that's the reason I go for a green. So when it comes to Diwali dress, it's always
Thank you, Priya. Toastmaster Gopinath, first cracker at 4 a.m.
First cracker at 4 a.m. Of course, I'm a person who wakes up early, and definitely on a Deepavali day, I wake up early, no doubt about it. But it's quite a long time I started cracking. And my children, I don't know, when they were in the 11th standard, their school, they told that bursting crackers is not so good, and they've stopped.
Thank you, Gopinath sir. And finally, Toastmaster Pudakar. This year is my Tala Diwali.
So Diwali is supposed to be very interesting and exciting, right? But this time it's very scary for me, not because of the crackers, but the amount of things I need to do. So this is the second Diwali that's going to happen, that we have opened the shop right now. And I have my mom and dad is saying go to the shop. My wife is asking me to go to my hometown, and and my mom is also saying go to temple. I don't know what to do at this time. I think this is going to be really an interesting thing. Yeah, probably I'll sleep and
Thank you, Pugh. Thank you everyone for participating in the round robin. May this festive season bring you a lot of joy and happiness. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you so much, DTM Viju, for that wonderful. It was like a good trailer for the upcoming Diwali. Thank you so much. With that, let's proceed with the business for today. So to conduct the meeting today, we have someone very special. Every time I attend a meeting with this Toastmaster, I feel very energized and enthusiastic. The way he takes up initiatives and the way he takes up roles, and he looks for opportunity to learn something in everything. He has always been a great source of inspiration, and we have outside Toastmasters we used to have a lot of long chats, and he was more like a good mentor figure to me. With that brief introduction, it is my privilege and honor to welcome Toastmaster Gopinath to conduct the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Gopinath, sir.
Thank you very much, Ashok, for that good introduction. I don't know when I was a mentor to you, but still, I'm very happy to hear that. Of course, I mentor half a dozen +2 students. It was an opportunity which came after my retirement, and I've been happy to do that. In fact, for the past 1 year, they have been telling that they have to pay some fees to me, Guru Dakshina, something like that. Most of them are Telugu people, so they say that they have to pay some Guru Dakshina to me. But I don't know what is the amount to tell them, whether to charge 10 rupees or 10,000 rupees, I don't know. I always say no, and it has been going on. But anyway, I'm happy, I'm happy that when I heard this word mentor, I was supposed to think about that. And good morning, friends. Once again, thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. In fact, last week we had a wonderful meeting. We were talking about the 8th wonder, which is always around us. The women around us, wife, mother, sisters, all of them. I was just wondering what to do. And I was just looking at the Monday morning, I was just looking at the WhatsApp, and all the slots were getting filled up very fast. I saw one slot stating that Vijay is coming, and immediately it was grabbed by RP. That once Vijay is coming for evaluation, then it's for me to give a speech. Likewise, was getting filled up very fast, and only thing which was left out was T. Moody. I thought, let me grab that opportunity, and that's how I fitted into it. And that is the kind of spirit which is always present in Miracle. That's the kind of spirit. We are special. And I was just wondering what to do and what kind of topic. I was just toggling between various topics. And as usual, yesterday morning when I woke up, we always nowadays wake up and along with WhatsApp. That's how most of us wake up. The moment we wake up, the first thing is open the WhatsApp and see what is something special today. Anything special and what to delete. And I came across this wonderful 10-liner, growing in the 21st century. I started my career during the second half of somewhere in the 70s, when I was there, in the second half of 20th century, later part of 20th century. And of course, 20 years into the 21st century, because Wikipedia says that 21st century starts on January 1st, 2001. Is it right? Am I right? I believe. And of course, I have grown a lot in this 21st century. But I just thought if I could share with all of you, it will be a little more better. But when I just thought that I share it with all of you, I started applying one by one, points by point, with each and every one of you. In fact, all these points which are given there will suit many of you, will suit all of us for that matter. But I just funnily started applying point by point to each and every one of you, and I just thought it fit more. And I'm going to use that points, those points which I have read, to each and every one of you. The first point was work on your personal philosophy. Look out for opportunities and take up challenges. In fact, this is applicable for all of us, but more out of all of us present here, it was more applicable to Toastmaster Geeta, because she was one person who was here who was stationed in Chennai. And when this lockdown came, she immediately took the opportunity to move down to Theni, her hometown. And from there, she started carrying on her work. And today, Toastmaster Geeta is the person who is going to present the management book review. Welcome, Geeta, to present the management book review.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Gopinath sir. Good morning, Merakis. I have been practicing 3 tasks very religiously every year. In the month of December, I used to have 2 diaries. One diary is the diary of the current year to write my gratitude journal. And the second diary is to write my goals for the next year. This I used to do in the month of December. In fact, I have joined an online course with Michael Hyatt to understand how to write goals and all those. I would do all sort of things because I have so much of time to do and all those. And apart from these early habits, I used to do my daily to-do list. For me, the first thing is I always carry diaries with me. I'm a writing person. I always have diaries, and even today, the first thing I would do is write. So this to-do list, I would also categorize. The first 2 branches will be personal, professional. Under personal, I'll again subcategorize into family, physical, finance, and to this physical, this yoga, breathing, walking, everything will come under there. So I would categorize to whatever ideas that I would get. And on the professional side, talking with customers, on-site, offshore, anything that would come to my mind, I would categorize that. So I would write the to-do list, and I would be tracking it for closure and everything. Not only writing in this diary, I would write on sticky notes, and I would paste it on walls, yellow, green, blue. And then I have a white screen board in my room. I would write there. And then I would write it in the notebook. In our office times, there'll be notebooks from our office, right? I would write there. And then after digital, I would write on WordPad, I would write on Excel sheets. And these days, I got to know Google Keep. There is one tool called Google Keep where I write and then I delete it. So I used to take the tools, whether tangible or non-tangible, I would track and do all sort of things. But sometimes I've been so frustrated about writing these to-do lists. The reason I say is, it becomes so overwhelming when I write all these to-do lists, seeing a very big list that I have to complete for the day. And I end up in two situations. The first situation is move all the hardest and the toughest, very important task to a later point and touch that only when it comes on emergency or when it becomes so horrible. The second situation is I like taking the easy ones. Somebody nagging me to complete it. The quickest one, not important one, nobody has asked for it, because I just need to knock that out, which gives a feel of satisfaction for me when I say it is done and dusted. So I end up in these two situations. By doing this daily tasks, I lost my big picture of what I'm going to achieve, even though I have a goal in my diary and all those. So I used to look for self-help books. I talked to other people to understand. I would join online courses. I read Goals on Track, many things like that. And then likewise, I also came across this book that says Eat the Frog. So Mark Twain, he has many titles to his name, saying humorist, entrepreneur, public speaker, and all those. He had said, eat the live frog the first thing in the morning. Nothing worse can happen to you for the rest of the day. So this author, Brian Tracy of this Eat the Frog book, had used this metaphor for his time management tips in this book. And he has come up with 21 ways to stop procrastinating and get done in very less time. So Toastmaster Ashok, our president, was talking about a 5-second rule to stop procrastination, which you need to physically act in 5 seconds. That is again talked about, not in the same terms and terminologies, but to act upon it immediately, obviously, that we all know. So this, so I started to read this book. It was quite interesting. If you see the initial pages, it's quite interesting and all those. And when it says eat the frog is nothing but, it's not only the important task, it's not only the hardest tasks. It is the task that can bring in a positive impact in your life and the work that you do. That is the first task that you need to take, and that is the frog. So that is the first thing that you have to eat in the morning. And this book talks about a procedure of write the goals, and then out of the 10 goals that you've written, take just one goal, which is very important that you want to achieve. Set a target time, and then write the tasks to achieve the goals, and then reorganize, set priorities. And the priorities will again bring the first one that you need to eat, which is again the frogs. And this talks about you need to plan your task in advance. So create a master list, create a monthly task, create a weekly task, create a daily task, whatnot. So this book talks about that. I liked it, in fact. And the reason I liked it, the pros of this books that I liked are, it makes us focus on the big picture. As I said earlier, you have the goals. You have the monthly, weekly, and daily task. which brings us back to the goal that we need to achieve. So this focus on this the big picture. And when it says eat the frog the first thing in the morning is the best hour for most of us, right? Or for all of us, where we are much productive, efficient, and effective, that we can channelize our thoughts to and get that task completed. Another thing is this book talks about the priorities, and the terminology used is A, B, C, D, E. A is the task that you must do that will bring in more the bad consequences if not taken. The second is should task, mild consequences. The third is nice to do task, which does not have much impact. The fourth is delegate, and the fifth is eliminate. So when you have the task and you have this priority set A, B, C, D, E, which will allow you to categorize. And this book inspires. At the same time, the cons of this book is the metaphor itself. When it says eat the frog, first I didn't understand what the frog means. It says and eat the ugliest frog. So what I understood was ugliest is something that I do not want to take at all. First do it and dust it and leave it. That is how I assumed. So the metaphor itself. The second one is 21 rules is too much. Not able to read completely, and again it's very rigid and unrealistic to apply and all those. So these are the cons, but overall this book was a good one, which made me to action and be impulse to give a big picture and work on my goals. And back to you, GMOD.
That was a very nice eat the frog before the party. When we were talking about eating sweets. Anyway, we know that.
If we visit Gita's house, probably like how Gajini movie there, everything.
First, we'll have to eat the frog before we could start on anything else. But Teni is such a wonderful place. I remember the last time I was there, we had a party and it was going on until 3 o'clock. We started around 7 o'clock in the evening. It was going on until 3 o'clock the next day. I can never forget that wonderful place. Friends, now we are moving on to the next session, which is the prepared session. And now it's time for the grammarian. Who else, other than the highly learned person who reads everything which comes to his grab, which he could grab on? Toastmaster Ashok, the grammarian. Let us hear the word from him.
Thank you so much, sir. Today I'll be playing the role of a grammarian. I'll be noting down the good and not so good usages. And the word of the day that we would be using for today is discern, D-I-S-C-E-R-N. It is a verb. The meaning of this word is that to recognize or understand. So I repeat, so wherever if you want to use understand, this could be a very good substitute for that. So how it is used in a common terminology is in a sentence is, I can discern no difference between these two policies, meaning I don't distinguish or I don't see any difference between these two policies. It is not a physically see, rather it is understanding and see. So discern is a word that you could use. I found this word in many articles in the last 2 weeks that I read. So I thought it would be a good introduction to our vocabulary and we could start using it. The word is discern. It's a verb. It is to recognize or distinguish. That's the meaning. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, grammarian, for that word of the day. I hope every one of us, whenever there is an opportunity, try to use the word. Now moving on to the growing into the 21st century. The second thing which I read in this small write-up was, most of the time in our day-to-day official work, we have conflicting opinions always present around us, and we are in the midst of it. If you are into any program or if you are into any kind of, particularly in the middle management level, we are into a lot of conflicts, and that's how we come out of them. But whatever be the conflict, we have to move on. When I read this, the most appropriate person amongst us who came to my mind was Toastmaster Bala. I don't know why, because even today morning, he's having a mug, looks like a beer mug to me. And Bala, I'm never putting you on a conflict. You are
Hot, hot water, sir, hot water.
I know that. I know that you don't. But it reminded me of a beer mug.
So we see what we want, right?
Yes, that is also true. So Bala is now attempting his level 1 speech on visionary communication and research and presentation. And do you know your value? Toastmaster Bala, do you know your value?
Share my